Hi, my name is Shianna Kinnett, and I'm here today to tell you a few facts about me so you can get to know me a little bit better. You can essentially sum me up into three main categories. That's music, the military, and my personal motivations. I grew up in a small town of Bethel Acres, about 20 minutes west of Midwest City, 15 minutes east of Shawnee, and growing up, my favorite person to spend time with was my grandfather. We spend our days getting into all kinds of trouble, fixing cars and tractors, building things, playing in the yard. But no matter what we were doing, every adventure, one thing had in common. We always had a soundtrack. He taught me to love music from a very young age, and at age 12, I decided I wanted to become a contributing member to the music community, so I sought out to buy an instrument. Originally, I wanted a drum kit, but after I realized they were $500 and little me had only saved up $100, I settled for an electric guitar I found on Craigslist. I instantly fell in love. I spent my days learning to play any and everything that I could. Once I learned guitar, I decided to learn other instruments as well, such as ukulele, piano, and nowadays, if you give me about 15 minutes with a stringed instrument, I'll figure out how to play you something. I decided to branch out, and at age 15, like Christian Parkhurst, I decided to get into music production. I really enjoy the process of creating and writing my own music, but now that I'm older, I don't have as much time as I used to for it. The main consumer of my time these days is my job. Much like Wesley Farley, I decided to give the military a try, and it worked out really well for me. From 5th grade on, I was homeschooled, so I was afforded the opportunity to graduate at 16, and at 17, I headed off to college at Oklahoma Baptist University. However, due to some less than ideal circumstances in my life at the time, it ended up not being the right path for me, and so, at age 17, I shipped out to basic. After basic, I came back, did some training, and ended up getting a job with my unit, and I have to say, I absolutely love it. My job consists mainly of troubleshooting on the KC-135 refueling aircraft, which is a large gray aircraft some of you may have seen flying around. Has a large boom off the back, it looks like a stick, and other aircraft can fly up and refuel in flight, so it's pretty cool. But as far as troubleshooting goes, it's a lot of problem solving, which I really enjoy. I'm one of the more eager ones in my shop, so I often get dined out to do the difficult jobs that no one else wants to see through to completion. But as they say, knowledge is power, and I love using it. It's taken me a lot of time, but it's very rewarding. I've been afforded some very cool opportunities due to my job, including getting to fly over an OU game during the national anthem, as well as getting to travel all over the United States as well as overseas. In just the past year and a half, I've been to Hawaii, California, Washington, Arizona, Alaska, Louisiana, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Turkey, Qatar, England, and Italy. I've learned a lot about different cultures, had some really amazing food, and also learned some tricky on-the-road fixes. My grandfather was in the same unit that I'm in, which is another special connection that we share, and he's one of the main people who's inspired me to work as hard as I do. Now that I'm 21, like Jeremy Garrett, I'm back in college to further pursue my education to further my career. My first goal is to get my CCAF, which is essentially an associate's degree from the Air Force, and I'm happy to say after this semester, I will have all the required credits. From there, I plan on pursuing a bachelor's in mechanical engineering, as I work with engineers frequently and I really am fascinated by their job. On the military side, I plan to commission and become an officer so that I can have a louder voice to help those I work with. And in my personal life, I'm very excited to say that I'm closing on my first home next month. I've been blessed with a very supportive family who always encourages me to do my best no matter what. And growing up, I never knew that my grandfather would have such the impact that he's had on me today. Because of him, I still love music, I love fixing airplanes, and I always push myself to succeed. I'm very excited for these next chapters in my life, but I'll never forget where I came from.